Hey everybody, this is Scott, aka the CarTech, and well, I did my video on my custom intake on my '05 Ford Focus, and I realized that, well, my wife, she's got a 2013 Ford Escape with a 1.6 liter Ecoboost turbocharged engine, and I realized that the air filter in there, well, it's pretty good. It's not great, and it could be better. So I'm going to do the same exact thing, same exact filter, and make it sort of like a cold intake. So it's really not going to take a lot. It's just going to take a few minutes to pull this out, put the new one in, and so let's get started. All right. So for those of you who have watched my intake mod on my '05 Ford Focus, I had a few issues along the way, but we were able to get through them fairly easy without spending too much money. This is going to be even cheaper because we only need to spend, I paid $25 for the filter, got it at O'Reilly Auto Parts, and so yeah, there's really not a lot involved. There's just a little bit. First off, you want to take your 8mm nut driver and take off the undo the four nuts that are around on the corners of this. Just pull it up, and this is how hot it's been lately. It's been like ridiculously hot here, like over 100 degrees for the past week and a half, but this thing is kind of like just stuck to the filter housing. But we're not going to be using this anymore. You may want to hold on to it if you decide to go back to this type of filter. But usually you can see this is really a big filter for such a small engine because it is turbocharged. But there's the intake housing. There's our intake pipe, which has got some dirt in it. So you can see it right there. I'm going to clean that out because we definitely don't want that getting in the intake. But then I'm going to take my filter, and I'm probably going to have to take off these two notches. If you look right here, you got on the bottom right there, if you look right here, and then the one on the top right here. May have to take those off. I may not, but we'll see here in a second. But this should go fairly smoothly. So I'm going to get the pipe on, or get the new filter on, and then I'll show you how it worked out. You just want to be careful about this part right here. If you look in here, you can see that's the mass airflow sensor right there. You want to be really careful with that because that can, if that breaks, that's going to be expensive. But you definitely don't want to damage this right here. This is the mass airflow sensor. So, and also, as always, please wear your personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and gloves if you're so disposed to that. All right, so let's get to work. All right, so now what I figured out is this has a couple of pop-up, or a couple of fittings that just make it so it just snaps together. So it just snaps to the frame of the car, and you can, with a little bit of force, you can just tug it up, pull this whole thing out. This has a little wrap around it right here that just comes off right here, so you can pull that up. And so this whole air filter housing can come up. Just be careful. It's also so this looks like it's bolted right here and down here. I don't necessarily see any down there. Anyway, so I'm just going to pull these two bolts out and pull this thing off of here because, well, we really don't need it. Not necessarily going for cold air intake, just better breathability on the thing. So this is just going to fit on this little hose right here, and you won't have to destroy anything. You can always put it back together after you're done. So let's see how that works. All right, so I undid this one right here, the one right down there, and then just back in there, there's another little clip. Let's see if I can show it to you. If I can see it. If you look, it's just right there. You got to kind of reach your hand down underneath here and pop it up. But there's another. It's just a tab that goes into the slot right there, and there, and then one underneath, down underneath here. So you pull that out. So you pull these screws out, and now you can pull the housing away. So now we can pull this thing out, get rid of it. So we're not going to need it anymore. Just kind of want to nudge your intake out of the way. Kind of a pain in the butt. You may want to remove the battery thing. I moved this housing, just popped it up a little bit off of its tabs, and then moved it out of the way. So now we got a nice open space here to work with. If you want to damage this, you may, I'm just leaving it because I don't really want to damage anything. Have my wife freak out at me because that would not be fun. But as you can see, I cleaned this out here, and so now we've got our air filter, pre-oiled, which is always nice. That just slips on right here. So I'm just gonna. It's got the 3 different rings in here that I can pull out if I need to, but this one will work just fine. So I'm just gonna put it on there, clamp it down, and we'll see how it goes. So what I actually ended up doing was actually removing the inner ring, because it fits over pretty well with that inner ring gone. It fits over this part, this outer part right here, pretty well. Then you just want to tighten this down. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Just make sure that you didn't disturb this. These little screws right here, they're not you may want to just leave them in there, or you can take them out, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so this just sits freely in the middle. It'll have a little bit of cold air coming in here, but if you're worried about a cold air intake, you may want to leave the housing in there, because that might help. But I'm going for strictly for airflow, and so let's tighten it down and we'll see how it works. All right, so we got it going, and boy, does she sound pretty sick. It's pretty. Oh, my wife needs to dust her car. I'll have to do it for her because she's 7 months pregnant, and it'll be a little bit easier for me, so I'll do it for her. But anyways, it's kind of late, so I'm just gonna, as you can see, it's 11 at night because I had to spend some time with my son. But I'll do it real quick so you can hear it. It sounds sick. Anyways, so that's all I got for you today. Just wanted to say, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, just let me know. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.